Welcome back to the show. So, Mirage is going to be the map. Dan is expecting a stronger performance, perhaps a strong performance from Without a Roof, previously known as XOBE, previously known as Obey. But what will we see from OpTic? You know, they were significantly stronger on Cobblestone, which I don't know, perhaps is not the best map for war. This one we know is a good one as far as their own map pool is concerned. So, fingers crossed for a good match.
I think it really does require the T-side start for Without a Roof. I think that's very important that they start T-side. And the funny thing, right, is that OpTic, if they've done their research and they win life round, they should actually try and take the T-side away.
You think so?
I actually think so, yeah.
But if OpTic are comfortable with their own CT side, then do you think they should play to their own strengths rather than their opponent's weaknesses?
Well, if OpTic are a team, as I think they
are a team,
in comparison, if they're a team that has generally a high level of individual skill and they're more rounded, so maybe they don't have the knockout T-half that Without a Roof will have, but they're not going to have a terrible T-half, and they're not going to have a terrible CT half, and they can get rolling on both sides. I feel like in that situation that they can comfortably take pick the T side just so that their opponents don't get to start the match with comfort, because every time we've seen the T side start Without a Roof, and especially on Mirages, they somewhat easily get up to the 8, 7, 9 rounds quite quickly, and then that kind of momentum must feel good for them. Like, they get to play their game, and that's something you always want to try to avoid. But as you know, again, you can always make the argument too that you want to start on CT so your team feels comfortable. If your team's not going to feel comfortable at all on the T side, you shouldn't do it as well.
Yeah, I suppose it comes down also to where OpTic are expecting to get most of their rounds. And I would assume, it is an assumption, however, but I would assume that would be the CT side.
Yeah.
So personally, for me, if I was OpTic, I would probably play to my strengths rather than play against the weaknesses of my opponent, basically.
I think there's always going to be, well, me personally, I would always say, let's play up. If we think we're a better team and better players, let's play our best fundamental game and not try to be like, oh, we were going to counter-strat this and counter-strat that and read too heavily into it, but just keep it simple and get everyone into the zone, play your own game. And that's the kind of consistency that will win matches too, if they have discipline with that. So I do actually hope to see that. And they are picking the CT side, so we'll get to see now. Hopefully soon that they do have a solid CT side to really test Without a Roof, because I think previously when we've watched Without a Roof, we're seeing a lot of their stuff work, and OpTic could be the team to stop that. They could be the team to crush their T-halves. We'll have to see.
Well, alrighty then. And so it begins. OpTic 1 map up versus Without a Roof in our second best of 3 on the first day of North American Counter-Strike in the main league here at ECS. Double diffuse kit, Dan. It's a North American special, and we're going to see it onto Stanislaw and NAF-FLY. And we've got Stanislaw in mid with a kit, and NAF-FLY pushing short. Daps is getting wrecked for his aggression in B apps, but OpTic must have planned for this as an eventuality. So how are they going to respond to it? NAF-FLY's being boosted, and he's taking some pot shots. So we've got a double peek actually towards the windows in B, but it's not going to prove fruitful. So the bomb's going to get planted. We've got 2 OpTic players in shop and 2 on short. How are they going to manage this? In fact, NAF-FLY is rotating to the shop as well, so they're leaving 1 player short and putting the numbers over towards shop, but they're getting traded, and it's going, well, it's down to 2 versus 2 now, and Ape is the last man standing, so it seems so far so good for OpTic, but again, Ape only requires headshots, can get himself a 1 versus 1 as well, using the bench area. NAF-FLY's going to face while he's reloading, running out of bullets, and Rush will fortunately trade. Diffuse kit is not collected, actually.
It's so funny because they have 2 kits, and in the end, when he needs to defuse, he cannot find the kit. Of course, he recognizes he doesn't need it, so that's fine. But it is funny because typically you would never see 2 kits in Europe. I could make that guarantee that you'd never see that. And I think from a logical perspective, I don't think you should see more than 1 kit personally, because especially if you're playing retake. And even if you're not playing retake, the kit will die on the site. It'll be on the site somewhere. So, as long as you keep track of it as the player, like with the kit, you keep track of where you die, and you can tell your teammates. It should be fine. Just have 1, I'd say.
I would love to see one day Counter-Strike statistics get to the level of football, English football, proper football statistics, where they just have stats on everything. For example, how many times in pistol rounds a defuse fails because there wasn't enough time and the guy didn't have a kit, for example. Because if you could run that statistic, then you could see the value in buying 2, or you could say, you could run a stat and say, how many times was the bomb not defused in time, when and on what sites, and who had the kit on the team? Basically, just run all those kind of stats would be brilliant.
There's like almost an infinite amount of things you could do with this game. It's going to be exciting. I think we'll probably start seeing the real in-depth stuff in like maybe 2017. But nice jumping there from that. Actually, I do believe we saw this. Someone peering over the smoke there, maybe in one of the American matches in the qualifiers, and it was very, very cool to see that. It takes a lot of skill to consistently do that jump and even feel confident enough to attempt it. And already OpTic are starting off strong against the first buy round of Without a Roof.
Has that bomb been spotted? It must have been, considering its position.
Well, we do have a push into top mid and into B apps. So right now OpTic are gathering a huge amount of information. Now, Slemmy's able to make a kill here on daps. That's going to make life a little bit annoying, but they still have the top mid guy who can effectively tell his teammates exactly where the T's should be, as you'll hear any rotations if there are going to be any. Looks like daps will pick this one up, and he's going to claim himself an AK-47 for his troubles as well. This is a massively important round for OpTic, because if they can crush this and pick up AKs when they just had SMGs, that is insane. The swing on value that is. Oh, the positions are great, and you can see there's just too much work to do with too few players. But Ape, you know, he's been good at some of these clutch situations in the past rounds. Can he do it again? And go for the plant there in the open. Gonna just tap it, see if he can bait out some CTs. There's the first peek. Can they find him? CTs, I will lose one more player. Ape with 35 points of health. Here comes Davey, and he's gonna get it. Such a difficult position for Ape. He will eke out a couple kills though at the end, which is nice. But still, AK and Galil picked up there for OpTic.
It was such a great response from OpTic. They see the bomb is down on A slope, and there are 3 players left, so they use that opportunity to take considerably more map control than they otherwise would have. So very nice reaction from the OpTic side, and that's going to put Without a Roof back on the eco. And let's see, good, okay, I was concerned that they might be just running straight towards the bomb site, because again, it's so telegraphed if you just try and run all the way there from T-spawn, especially when you're on an eco, you're going to get absolutely wrecked by grenades. But he managed to get past the HE, but the Molotov from Stanislaw will do significant damage as well. And that's why you see the T's playing contact in that area, which means they start charging the site once they've been spotted by the enemy, or once they're close to the window. Because if you run from T-spawn, you're going to get wrecked. Put a Molotov down there, and then nade into the flames once they're close, and you'll be lucky to make it off the balcony. So that's why you play contact on Mirage, because if you have a short player, he's going to hear you before you're anywhere near that window.
Well, another buy round here for Without a Roof to try to contest with OpTic, and there's the AWP out from NAF-FLY. Out of the connector, he's going to get naded away somewhat. All the Molotov was kind of missed there. I think it's just supposed to go in the bottom stairs to stop the low peak we saw originally. Oh, Stanislaw's going to go above the smoke. This is going to be unexpected, but looks like there is a strong reaction there from Ape. He's going to quickly flick onto Stanislaw, and now they have a man advantage. How do OpTic recover from this position? There is a man in Palace. It could be quite dangerous. It looks like Davey has a feeling that Palace should try to clear it, and he's going to get the frag as well. That is such a load off their mind right now, because now they're very clearly aware they cannot get flanked from Palace. And look at that setup there on A initially. They had 3 players just right towards Ticket, and now they're starting to fan out again, realizing that the T's have had enough time, and they can possibly be A or B at this point. Davey's trying to get some information there, pushing Palace, but will he get enough information for his team in time? Looks like everything's going to be down to daps. Daps has to get a couple kills here, or delay them, and a single frag.
Rush is in for support now as well. Sorry, NAF-FLY is. Misread the minimap there. And NAF-FLY's got a frag onto Slemmy, so daps is just trying to buy this time, allow his teammates to rotate as well. He will get taken down though without any kills. Brehze is close to the window, so NAF-FLY could be in a bit of trouble. We'll spot one player there, but he's got to be careful at his 3 o'clock, and indeed he'll get taken down. So this retake's going to be difficult for OpTic. Davey getting shot straight in the head, and Rush has 2,700 in the bank, 1 versus 3. You have to wonder if he's going to offer himself for sacrifice, or if he's going to go for the save. And I think perhaps he will eventually save here, because he's not looking keen on leaving shop. So I do believe that either this round is over or he's going for a ninja, but that looks very unlikely indeed.
Yeah, just trying to get some potential exits, which would be really, really good. Oh, maybe he's going to get one or do enough damage. Oh, he steals away the AWP. No, he can't get out in time. DSR does wallbang him. That's unfortunate. The AWP steal would have been massive. That would have been really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
But instead, you know, they have more than enough money to get the drops in for daps and get a full buy, and keep the AWP alive too. So, you know, it looks good right now without a roof, but this is the kind of round where they need to have one of their money strats, so like one of their really good strats, which they feel is very confident in. This is the round to run that. But this is great here from OpTic. This kind of aggression is the kind of stuff that can disrupt any plays, any little strategies like that. So if OpTic can get a quick pick in this scenario and take top mid control, it's a lot of info, and it potentially could be round ruining for War.
Why is Brehze facing with a knife in his hand? Seems he doesn't want a duel, but he just wants to go for a quick peek and get the info and stay alive, basically. Not very common though. Most people would be, you'd have one or maybe even 2 people, one on a higher ground for the double peek, both with their guns out. He's still going for the shoulder peek, it seems, and he must have spotted Rush. Indeed, Rush has seen him, and now the counter flashes are coming out. The 2 people in underpass. It seems the A split is being attempted. Brehze, he'll just run out and shoot Stanislaw on the head. This guy is a bit ridiculous at the moment. So I was about to say Rush is in trouble, but before I can even get my words out, he's dead, leaving Davey alone on the site, and he's got T's all over the A site, but he's done very well to kill 2 and stay alive at the moment, but he's got a bit of a crossfire coming in, nowhere to hide, and none other than Brehze to take him down. NAF-FLY has spotted Brehze, but he killed Slemmy, and he'll wonder how on earth DSR's made it into CT spawn, but he will kill him as well. So Brehze in a 2 versus 1, got a good plant. Now it comes down to the defense.
Yeah, he's potentially thinking about taking a risk. I wonder if he would consider going all the way to CT. But no, he's just going, it's obviously too late for that. He's just going to try to take the battles as they come now. He can hear the defuse potentially wallbang from that position, but NAF-FLY with a really big round. And you've got to also look at the timing on those 3 kills. Like the timing that he had on all the 3 frags was perfect. When he jumped up on Ticket, he saw the gun connector, didn't try to take that fight. Then switch target just as the other guy was not looking, kills him, starts getting shot in the back, and his teammate just saves him, turns the attention away, then he gets the frag. I mean, NAF had a really, really sick round there in that regard. Davey as well. Davey had the hero defense though. Yeah. That round was all over until Davey got the 2 frags from triple with the M4. So nicely done by him. But War looking to try to get a bomb plant, because their economy is really in awful shape after being reset like that. So can they get themselves, and this is really cool right now, because they're going to get the smoke out, and they're going to try to walk out from Palace, get on the site and plant immediately. That's the plan.
Again, one of the few teams with the eco strats here. Let's see if it's going to work out for them. We've got CTs all over the face. The MP9 coming in for 3 fast frags. NAF-FLY finishing off Brehze for once, as in Brehze has been killing a fair few people in a lot of the matches we've seen. No one is yet to, he's yet to frag that. He is yet to frag.
He's yet to frag.
As that bitch Henry G would say.
Oh, damn. just gonna call him a bitch. That's not very nice.
Let's go.
Do you even feel bad when you say horrible things to people? I don't think you do.
I don't like that nickname.
But you earned it, Chase.
Well, I'll go to LAN and then we'll see. See you on LAN. Then we'll see who's fragging who. 2 CTs over towards the A sites. Well, it's a fairly standard setup. We don't even need to really talk about it. War, just again, got to wait and see if anybody's going to push top mid. And there we go, DSR lurking towards A, and he's going to get taken down in isolation. So 2 towards B and 2 towards mid here for the T side. Will do what they can. I wonder if they're going to go for a B split, actually. I mean, it's fairly common that people go to underpass most of the time. Oh, no one's going to get flashed through the smoke. I like this, but NAF-FLY's position should stop him from getting flashed, I reckon. But he should realise something's coming his way. No trade from Slemmy, however. NAF-FLY focusing over towards short, and Slemmy realises it now once his teammate starts getting shot at. That is a long spray down from the Galil, but it's made it in the end. So, rush, the flank is coming in super, super fast, and Davies is holding angles while his teammate comes in. You see the bait there. Davies like, I want to shoot at the windows to suggest that my teammate's not there, but his teammate is there, but Davies going to get the kills regardless. 8 versus 2 now, and rush doesn't look the right way, and he gets taken down. So now the onus is on Davies to find the frags there, and indeed he will just about do it. 14 HP.
James, stand-in MVP. Stand-in is the MVP. Stand-in is super MVP right now. Why is he 1 star? He's going to get another star
Give him all the stars.
Please, all the stars right now.
He requires many more stars. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done.
His like, out of everyone on this team, he has the most frags, and he has the most impact frags as well. We've seen him save them so many times. MVP. Isn't it nice when because usually you're like, oh god, we've got to play the stand-in. Let's just try not to get wrecked, guys. And the stand-in is playing without, he doesn't care. There's no pressure on him, he doesn't care. So he just destroys everyone.
So, not going the way we expected, perhaps, but I do think that War they were unlucky in that big round where they had a guy in CT spawn. Like, most of the time, they are wrecking that round. Just as you said, the timings there were
the timings were crazy.
Bananas. So, there we go. Moving towards the A site, daps is in a great position. You can see Stanislaw holding a nade. I do wonder what nade it is, if it's a flash or a molly. Oh, well, never mind that. He's going to be the first man to run distraction, and then daps can... Oh, the timing's looking away! Is daps going to get 1 shot there? He's got 2 running out of bullets there, and Stanislaw only finishes off 1. So, never mind. I was going to say Slemmy should get a plant, but NAF-FLY, of course, is going to be in to clean things up. 8-1 for OpTic. Looking very solid indeed. Nice.
I like the sound of a flashbang when it goes off in your face. It's like goosh. It's like really, it's like a meaty sound. I like those sounds which feel, you can kind of feel it. It's good.
Isn't it just the same sound? Or do you mean the sound afterwards with the ring?
No, but when it's like right in your face, when you're spectating, it's like boosh. It's like very bass. Like, you can kind of feel
Oh, okay, when you're spectating.
Yeah.
I do believe it's a different sound.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all you hear is ding.
Like that sound, like the when it explodes.
Yeah.
But much closer up.
Okay, well,
from your pod.
the T's. Oh, this is going to be a modern tragedy, Dan.
You know, in Europe, in the meta right now, everyone is checking for these flanks because the palace pushes have become quite common. But as you can see, right now they are quite unaware of what's going on, and now everyone's dead. That is such a sick round to actually go for a push like that because. Oh my goodness, this is not like this. Not like this.
Well, DSR, we've seen him get some nice frags, but this might be an insurmountable task, Dan. We have Stanislaw waiting to play the trade game, the smoke as well, insult to injury, and he chooses to walk through the smoke as if, well, there's not much he could do. Let's just leave it at that. So I do believe we have a presumed tactical pause here, as with that Aroof are 8 rounds behind on a map which they probably expect would be theirs, but it seems that they are up against a stronger opponent then.
What does that symbol after DSR's name mean, James? You have symbols on you, tattooed on you somewhere, and you're like, should probably specify. That's on your leg.
It's hard to read on our screen because it's a little bit blurry.
Okay, what does it say?
Not that I'm fluent in kanji, but
that does not look.
I just said it's blurry, and you asked me what does it say?
It doesn't look like kanji though. It's not a Japanese character. It's not a Japanese character, at least, right?
Well,
is it?
It's Japanese or Chinese.
It actually just looks like a squiggly mess. To be honest, it looks like a complete mess.
I think kanji actually originally comes from Chinese calligraphy. I think it originally comes from Chinese calligraphy, but I right now cannot remember what the Chinese calligraphy is actually called Dan, which is interesting, or perhaps not.
Well, your lack of recollection or ability to recall information, you find it interesting.
No, it's my lack of recollection ability is profound, Dan. We can put it that way. So 9-1. I mean, what do you think OpTic, rather without a roof, can or need to do here?
Well, I think one of the problems is that OpTic have been clutching their faces off.
Yes, that's true.
If you think of the amount of rounds where you got a DAVEY or somebody else on the team that has just had all these, like, they're in unfavorable positions where they should get traded, but then they don't get traded, and then they kill multiple people. That's actually happened quite a few times. Then if you look at the timing when, for example, who was it DAVEY? Who actually pushed behind in Palace? I can't remember which player it was now.
Neither can I.
But the player that did that action, at that timing, it was DAVEY. So at that timing, it's just remarkable because, again, they've been reset. They've got a new plan. They're going to play a contact. They don't put anyone in Palace on an A push to stop that, and they just get immediately flanked. They can't even get into the side, because that flank can happen, right? Sometimes maybe you guy pushes top mid or pushes BAPs very early, but I don't actually know when I saw a guy able to flank that kind of a push at that timing.
That fast. Yeah.
So when does that happen?
Yeah, not very often.
So all these kinds of situations are happening. I feel like in some regards, without a roof are unlucky, but I also feel like OpTic are playing very clutch, and you can see that their skill is really paying off.
So again, go on.
No, continue.
No, you were clearly not finished, Dan.
No, I'm definitely quite finished because it's time to get back in.
I was going to say we're seeing the continuous rise of the MP9, thanks to Fur. Close A, as despite the T's being on a bye, the spray down from Rush, 3 kills for him, and he has taken the legs off this push. That smoke, though, will be an important one. Both important places are smoked, so they need to get the bomb down fast, though. The triple plant as well is really good because, well, it's not good when you get sprayed through a smoke down. 3 versus 1, DSI. That's unfortunate for no one. I mean, that's a gamble you take. That's why sometimes you put it... it's hard to explain exactly where. On triple, but not in that position, more exposed. But I don't think they had a high smoke for the connector, the Stez outside connector, which is perhaps why he went for that. So DSR, can he get that? Oh, he just about doesn't see the player in time, but kills him anyway. Instant trade from none other than NAF-FLY. NAF-FLY's got the final kill in a number of rounds here. He's just coming in and it's like, no, this is done now. Delta Force style with a motorbike, just firing the rockets.
The funny thing in that situation, which I noticed, was that NAF-FLY, who was it clutching there? Who was the last T? I don't even remember. But the last T, he was walking around, he had 3 players to kill, and he knows that like at least someone's in CT. And there's 2, right? And there's one behind ticket booth box, and then there's one who's actually more in the CT spawn. And one is the AWPer, and he's scoping. He's like making scoping sounds. So then he's not looking towards ticket. I thought that was quite cool. Don't know if that was even deliberate, but yeah. Or definitely searching for options right now. They must feel like nothing's working. In the previous round, they just couldn't hit the entries. They were playing a contact play where you have to hit the entries. It's very skill-based, and they got sprayed down. 3 players got sprayed down by Rush. They're doing a slightly better job getting to the site this time around, but they're down to 2 players, Brehze and no one. And Brehze is actually reading the rotation here with the CTs. He might be able to get a kill on 1 or 2 who are coming up from connector, but he has abandoned the stairs position, not feeling that angle. Oh no, everything's on Brehze now, and he's going to show himself. First frag down to 13 HP. He has no survivability at this point, both facing him, nothing he can do. At least the bomb went down, but it's still going to be 11-1. And again, without a roof, I would say definitely are a T-sided team, and we did see some of their best T-sides on Mirage. So this is quite worrying, I've got to say.
Well, 11-1 would be worrying for any team, Dan.
Yeah.
It is quite the landslide. But yeah, okay.
I mean,
Dan.
Yes. Oh yeah, nice. I love that we saw Liege purchase that and in the major.
Apparently it wasn't him, it was someone else who bought it, perhaps probably by accident, and dropped it to him.
He still got 2 kills with it from Shadow, so he repped it. He repped the negative hard.
Yeah.
Oh, that looked like it was on. That was a good read too from NAF-FLY, predicting that they would push the smoke. And they weren't directly, but they were pushing short to get to connector fast. And
where is the negative? Oh, it's on the site itself. Obviously playing close. Ooh, nice pop flash for Rush. He's going to move into connector, and he's going to get shot in the face, unfortunately for him.
Bam. Wham bam Shazam. Although there is no Shazam.
No, he's AFK.
Wham bam Davey, I suppose. That was a Super Bowl catchphrase from one of the original casters called Warwich of TSN. He'd always say Wham bam Shazam. That was this weird catchphrase that he would rattle off in Painkiller in the World Tour. But anyway, we're down to a 4 versus 4 now, and without the roof of regrouping back into the B apps. Oh, and they haven't got the pick on Stanislaw yet. Now, will they commit to this? Obviously, there was just some presence spotted. Did they want to be a complete surprise and play contact? We have the smoke going in towards jungle. They're going to try to pull rotation towards A as they go in for the B attack. This is very interesting. This is quite eloquent for 4 players remaining. But I like this. This is the kind of stuff that we saw a lot from this team.
Well, it's pulling a rotation towards the A site from one player, but there's still 2 over towards B, and they're being reasonably quiet, but now the T's know where they are. Daps trying to hide. It was Stanislaw who got the kill, so they may not realise he's here. Stops the plant from going down as well, which is going to help NAF-FLY come in. The short plant is live with a teammate in CPR moving towards short, so NAF needs to figure out where it is, but the jumping, oh, nice shot by him, but Ape just moved out of the way in time. There are rifles to pick up, but he might go shotgun mode with the AWP. Not going to happen. Ape doubles the score for War.
I've got to say, that was a round. Like, for example, if a viewer comes in and heard our pre-game on this, right, and then they see this match unfold, they're like, these guys are talking, complete crap. But then, obviously, when you see a round like that, that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. They set up a fake with 4 players in the middle of a round, like on the fly. That's what they just did. And,
yeah.
they won them the round. That's the stuff that makes me excited about this team.
Connector smoke from B apps on the CT side of it is something that I've never seen before. That's awesome.
So mad props for that round from War. But it's still only 2 rounds that they have won.
Yeah, but you can see, as Semfis said on Twitter yesterday, these guys have been working really hard, and it's very evident despite the score.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so still appreciating the effort they're putting in, despite OpTic's stronghold on the CT side. So you've got no one. He is fairly sure that somebody is on the A site. Perhaps he spotted him, and he's just looking to... Oh, Shadow. Oh, and he gets a spray as well. How deep can he go into the site? Rush with a CZ. It's going to put a stop to those shenanigans. That AK is almost retrievable as well. You can't try and gamble and grab it. Oh, it's disappeared, it seems. Oh, absolutely wrecked by the CZ. That is absurd. Does not happen every day. So the bomb's getting planted default by Brehze. They have well, everything's equaled up in terms of personnel, but Ape doesn't seem, well, he just fired his gun, so that's going to be a problem for the CTs, but at least they're aware of it. I'm not sure if they were before. What is that? NAF-FLY, please. Mad trades going on. That CZ is putting in yet more work, leaving DSR alone. AWP's being picked up. That's going to get taken down. 1 versus 1. Rush has a Molotov, but he doesn't have a kit. Shotgun mode for both players, and Rush finds a kit, so that's going to be the defuse for the team.
Wow.
12 to 2.
Okay, that's the first time we've seen a really big round from Rush. But Rush, obviously, he's had some really cool spray downs and so on as well. He's just about top ranking after that round as well. That was impressive, and I have to say that you described it as a stronghold. A has definitely been a bit of a Kremlin for OpTic so far, and it seems almost like even when they've taken that side, OpTic always somehow win the round on A. And back to the B shenanigans here for without a roof. They're going contact through the smoke. Is Daps going to get something done with the UMP? Let's represent the UMP. No, represent for the UMP.
Well, he's got NAF-FLY to clean up for him, but NAF-FLY knows there's a player on the site, so he's got to be careful now because he could be close on the left. He'll take that damage, try to make the retake easier for his team. So there's an AK and a UMP in play for without a roof. And let's not forget the Tech9, that's going to be a big problem as well. Molotovs coming in for the CTs. 2 T's left here, no one playing close quarters with the Tech9, but so many targets for him to find. It's a 4 versus 1, it's 4 versus none. 13 to 2 will the first half go without a roof, without much opportunity. Look at all those diffuses on the CT side.
Yeah, I mean, it tells you a lot about how Without a Roof play, because they play a lot for the set pieces to try to get the bombs down, and there were a lot of rounds where they lost too many players in that effort because OpTic were just so good at hitting the shots, and then when they did win the sites to get the bomb down, all the clutches all the time. And you know, I described the A-side as a Kremlin. I learned a while ago when I was reading up on Russia. Hopefully I remember this correctly. Obviously the Kremlin, which is basically like their version of the White House, more or less, right? That word actually means, I believe, a fortress within a fortress. If I remember correctly, which I think is pretty badass.
That's pretty manly.
It is pretty badass, yeah.
Pretty grisly.
Indeed.
All right, so Without a Roof must hold, and they know that. Brehze is already top mid, although he's jumping. I don't know if daps will hear it from that distance. daps is just holding the passive angle to make sure his team are not flanked. We saw this situation on a previous round, and that corner wasn't checked, but please always check that corner for obvious reasons. You can see daps standing in there. That's why it's there. So what is the play from OpTic? Are they... I mean, the bomb is... Okay, the bomb's going on underpass as well, so it seems safe passage is being made, but Brehze is trying to stop things. Davey almost taking his head off, but he needs to get out of range. Davey's going to be a problem now. There is a rotation coming in from the CTs, and he's going to spot some of it. 2 players down for him. Where's the bomb going to go now? The bomb's in jungle. They've got a player on A slope, but they can't rotate through CPO. They're going to go underpass, but the CTs are going to get there even faster. They've got a T in jungle now, so this could go either way. It's all over the place. 1 per site now, and Without a Roof, maybe without a home very soon.
Nice snap. Oh, the damage is big, but it's still a 2-on-1 for Ape to try to recover from. And I must say that I think it's quite hilarious, but also awesome that the stand-in has been made the raid boss. I think that's actually pretty legit. He has represented us quite well so far, and here comes Ape with that USP. No idea where the T's may reside in this post-plant situation. Ape, oh, he's going to find the instant execution there on the raid boss. Davy's down. He has to switch out for the Tech 9. Is he going to pursue? He has to get onto the bomb right now. He's got no kit. He's going to tap it. NAF-FLY. Oh, my goodness. Was that in the... I think he was in the air, James.
That was mad.
He was airborne.
That was mad air time, yo.
The hang time, the air time.
That was bullet time, Dan. It was bullet time.
Yeah, something. Time to die. That's for sure for that retake attempt.
We needed the observer to go third person, put his sensitivity to 8,000, and do some like
and then make those
mad
sizes.
1080p, like 10,800 degree rotation. That's what we needed, Dan. But anyway, 14-2. The force is coming out from the CT side. They have 2 in CPL, 2 coming into connector. They're looking for a 4-man peek into mid, Dan, but they're running out of people to do it with. And the connector players will leave their teammates to die. They'll probably be eaten as well.
Do their part.
Davy's going to be saved by his teammate. Leaving Slemmy alone. Slemmy is now dead. And OpTic have 13 match points to take this 2-0.
Da-dum.
The dramatic music, perhaps the death knell, Dan, has been sounded. Maybe this is a death knell, Dan.
Death rattle.
Could that be the death knell?
Don't know.
Perhaps you'll find out because it has been rung. So either it's the death knell or it's just a random bell.
You know, the first time I heard the term death rattle was in in the movie Fight Club. Great movie. Deagles, 5, 4, 3. No, only 2 Deagles. There's 3, 5, 7. They're saying numbers at this point.
What I heard was 5, 4, 3. I was like, where are you going to this? You going to 1?
I don't know. Apparently not. Although it's a 3 versus 3 now, 3 versus 2. I'm just saying numbers. It's great.
Just keep going, mate. Just say numbers.
Play-by-play. EU, NA, OCE, Asia, Korea, everything. All of Korea, South and North. I got all the Koreas. But there is the bomb being planted now, finally. DSR's got the clutch. He is definitely a pretty good player. But is he pretty good enough? I don't think that's usually how people hype up situations. He's pretty good.
I'm not even listening to you at this point. I have no idea what you're saying.
Oh, he's trying to MLG 360 no scope. The BM. I thought the negative was enough. But he tried to finish it with a 360. No scope.
That's like when you see killer whales who have killed a seal, and they put it on their tail and they just launch it into the air.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody knows why they do it. They just launch it in like super high into the air. It appears to be a game, Dan. They're playing with their food because they don't give any, Dan. They don't give one at all.
What
Not
ones?
a single one.
What kind of
5,
ones?
4, 3, 2, 1, Dan. That one.
Okay. All right.
So it's not
Fair
it's not the what we wanted to see from what they call now War.
War.
Perhaps not what they deserved, considering
what is
they
it
are.
Good for.
You missed the lyrics again.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna I have creative license. I can say what I want. Doing a cover, James. It's my cover.
Well, yeah, covers can be bad. So 2-0 to OpTic, a very solid performance for them over War. I mean, again, I love the effort that War are putting into, despite the score being monstrous. The score could have been very different because of those crazy clutches from OpTic. So the score, I don't believe, tells the entire story here.
We saw that one round, which gave me hope. It's a glimmer of hope. I mean, you know, we talked about the T sides of War, and that has been a strength for them. But obviously, you know, here they need to go and look at the demos and see, you know, where the weaknesses were, because it is obviously the start of the season. They've been, as you said, they have been putting a lot of work. So I have full confidence they're going to review all their matches and check out the demos and try to figure out, you know, where that really went wrong. And to be honest, I think they're probably going to find a lot of situations they just were not able to hit their shots, because and that it was the skill difference that really hurt them, and they may feel like they need to shore up some of their CT sides as well, generally speaking, to try to eliminate some of the variance. Because when you don't have obviously a good half, if you are kind of a one half kind of team in some senses, and they have kind of shown more of that in the small sample size that we have, then you need to eliminate variance. You need to make sure that you have a strong CT side, and maybe they're going to start working on that. Because I would say that their T sides, even though they looked kind of bad there, I'd say they have a better T side and better T side understanding than probably a lot of teams that might actually have better results in some leagues right now in North America.
Okay, well, that's going to bring our broadcast to a close for tonight. We shall be returning after DreamHack Malmo with more ECS League, so make sure you tune in to the event in Sweden and see how the guys are doing on LAN. And we will see you in probably a week from now. So stay tuned. You can go to ecsleague.com to find out the schedule for the coming days. We will see you later.